conference. Joining us now in Studio B, as he does each and every Wednesday, a power coach, Mike Littlewood of BYU baseball. Cougars have won 6 of 8. Coming off a bit of a disappointing weekend against Pacific, but you got to win on Saturday, Coach, and you're in the top 4 right now, heading into a critical series this weekend. How are things going for BYU baseball right now?
You know, it's great. It was disappointing, but you know, Pacific, despite their record, has a lot of good players. They're more comfortable at home. They had nothing to lose. You know, they're not going to be in the tournament, so they're kind of a spoiler right now. But it was just tough to score runs. We lost Yuri, so I think we were trying to figure out how we gonna make up, you know, pick up the slack for Eric. And it was tough, you know, just going through the lineup. And I think we felt sorry for ourselves just a little bit. It was hot, you know, and that first day it was 92 taking BP, and guys are going, it's hot. And after the game, I said, hey, they play games in hot weather sometimes. That's part of the deal, you know. So I think we got over that, and we endured Saturday. 11-inning game, finally pulled it out in the top of the 11th, and just did a good job salvaging. We got help from San Diego, who swept Loyola Marymount on the weekend, so we didn't really even lose much ground. 4 is our magic number. We win 4 games, or a combination of us and Gonzaga or LMU losing over the next couple weeks, then we're in.
And you have a huge series with St. Mary's this week. But what did it mean to climb into that 4th spot over the weekend to where, hey, we control our own destiny to a degree? Yeah,
I feel like we've controlled our own destiny the whole time, just because of we talked about the schedule, playing the top 5 or 6 teams early in the first half of the season. And now we're playing, we found out that those bottom half teams are still really good teams. But they're teams like St. Mary's. We need to bring them in here and beat them, win the series, win 2 out of 3. And then go to finish the season at Santa Clara. I mean, it's much better talking about this than talking about, well, we need this other 3 teams to lose every single game and us to win every game to get in. I mean, that's kind of where we were last year. And so it's nice to be able to have the conversation that if we just take care of business and win 2 out of 3 the next 2 weeks, we're in for sure.
Is there any changes to your pitching rotation or your lineup, for that matter, coming up for the final 2 series of the season?
Well, we're still trying to tweak it a little bit because of Eric being out. We're trying to find. We actually moved Colton Shaver down a couple spots and moved Bronson Larson in to hit behind Dylan. It looked like Colton was pressing just a little bit. Brennan Lund tweaked his back in the weight room on Monday, so he's questionable this week. So that would really put a wrinkle into our lineup. But, you know, this is college athletics. Somebody's got to step up. You can't complain and cry about who you don't have. You just have to go with what you do have and try to do your best. And so hopefully Brendan wakes up in the morning and feels really good and he's ready to go. I'll be the first guy to call him. So keeping our fingers crossed for Brendan.
We talked Monday about this new cost of attendance announcement. How does this affect the baseball team, and what have you been told as to distribution and how this works?
Well, it's great. I mean, it's great for baseball, and I believe it's great for 99% of our sports, maybe 100% of our sports. I don't see a negative in it. The simplest way for me to explain it, there's more money in the pot for us to share a little bit. It's different for head count sports and equivalency sports. We're an equivalency sport in baseball. We're allowed 11.7 scholarships. We can put 27 players on scholarship. And so the easiest way for me to explain it is we have to give a minimum of 25%. I think we're the only sport that has to do that. In other words, we can't just give books, give 2% to this kid to make a commitment and keep him here. We have to give 25%. Last year, the 25% would have paid maybe 60 or 70% of a member of the church their tuition. This year, 25%, because our dividend's higher, that we've had $4,700 or $4,500 added to our cost of attendance at BYU, then that same 25% is now going to pay pretty much all of tuition, just under. So, I think we're going to spread it around. That's the way baseball is going to do it. We're not, an equivalency sport's probably not going to have a guy on a full ride. I mean, that's just not going to happen a whole lot, if ever. That's how we're going to do it. I know every sport's going to do it differently, but it's great for football and basketball and those head count sports where you just go, here's a full ride and enjoy it.
When it comes to the distribution, so if I'm a scholarship player, I'm one of, say, the 27 on scholarship, can you only distribute the cost of attendance to those scholarship players?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
You can't say, okay, walk on, you get a little.
You cannot.
Only those, so it's
got
you have a scholarship and you have a stipend.
For us, it's got to stay within the 27. Yep.
Mike Littlewood with us in Studio B talking about the cost of attendance announcement You specifically referenced Kyle Dean in an article and how the COA helped in getting him to come to BYU. Do you envision more high-profile athletes in the future for BYU baseball because of this, I guess, kind of groundbreaking announcement from the Cougars?
Yeah, I mean, I really think, especially BYU, when you talk about the cost of a quality education, that's what we really hammer when we're recruiting. If you look at us compared to Pepperdine and San Diego, where their cost of attendance is $50,000 to go to school, and ours is really, in reality, last year it was $12,000. That really has nothing to do with that cost of attendance number that the P5s have put on. I mean, that's just every school can do that individually, but for sure it helps us because we can give, the highest scholarship we might give is a 65, 70%. That almost pays for an entire, for all of their costs. I mean, they're not going to get the miscellaneous fees paid for. They're not going to get flights for their parents home or themselves, the player, to campus and back. And I think that's really what the cost of attendance is. So when you bring in a football player and put him on a scholarship now, it's not going to cost him money to fly into to school or fly home for the holidays or whatnot. He can take care of that through that cost of attendance money, which is great.
When you look at some of your former guys that are in the minors, I guess 2 were promoted last week. Adam Law and Jacob Hanneman. What was your reaction to that?
Oh, I'm just thrilled. I just found out from Adam last night. He's on the 7-day DL, tweaked his back. But, all those guys are in AA now. Adam Miller is closing for his AA team right now. And every night I look, he's got 1 inning pitch, 2 strikeouts, and he's throwing 99 to 100 miles an hour.
Whoa.
I mean, yeah, it's absolutely incredible. Jacob Brugman's hitting about 230. Season's early. Season's young right now. It's going. Hanneman's hitting about 230 in AA. They're all doing great. I'm really, really proud of them.
How many guys are in AA? We just listed 4.
Yeah, there's Taylor Cole's in AA as well. Yeah, Taylor Cole. So we got 5 guys in AA.
BYU baseball representing in the minor leagues. When you recruit and you're talking to guys about coming to play BYU baseball, how much involvement do what guys are doing at the next level play into the recruitment of a future athlete?
A lot. I mean, we want guys to get drafted. We talked about this a little bit last week. We want guys to get drafted. We want them to get their fair shake when they sign that signing bonus. But good players want to come to places where you're moving your players on. So it's huge for us, especially not to go in and to A-ball and they get released the next year. It's like maybe we haven't prepared them well enough to get to pro ball. So it's nice to see all these guys excelling and doing well and moving up the ladder. And I'm in contact with them weekly, if not daily, especially now with social media. But it's just great to see that they're living their dream and that's what they want to do.
I'm a Mariners fan, so naturally I'm going to ask, how's Marcus, your son, doing in the Mariners organization?
He's hitting about 200 right now, and he's got about 45 at-bats, but he's catching every third game right now in Bakersfield. He loves it. He's still trying to get better every day and working hard. So.
Okay. Question from a listener for you, Coach, from @BigAlBornholt. What are the Major League Draft rules for college freshmen, for example, if Colton Shaver is drafted?
Yeah, he's got to stay 3 years. Colton's got to stay 3 years, or until they're 21. So a return missionary, if he's turned 21, he can be drafted. So
in Colton's case, he's going to play next year.
Yeah, Colton cannot be drafted this year. He's not eligible for the draft until after his junior year.
And so in the case of a guy like Kyle Dean, and we've explained this, if he comes to BYU, he'll be here for at least 3 seasons.
Correct. Yeah, if he enrolls in attends class, he's got to stay here for 3 years.
So he has to go to that first class.
Yep.
Do you show up at that class and he walks in and you're like, yeah.
Exactly.
Kyle Dean!
Yeah.
We'll be there too.
Just
tell us what class.
They've changed the signing date now. The major league teams used to have their rights for a year, and now they have to sign them by July 15th, or they're gone. So we know if he doesn't sign by July 15th, he's ours.
I can't tell you how excited I am about calling a game on Thursday with my voice back.
Yeah,
Coach.
It's going to be nice. Yeah, I'll be able to hear you from the dugout. It'll be nice.
Did you have any fun reaction to that?
Yeah, it was good. I was almost going to switch him spots, have him come down to the dugout, and I don't think I was doing a very good job in the dugout that day. I think were we down? We were losing, I think, at that point.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But
it's so tough. I wonder every time, like, if BYU is losing, like, oh man, he's so hating his back.
He's in such a bad mood, man. If you're down, do you think I don't want to do this, or are you one of those that like, what, I'm going to do it?
No, it's just part of the deal. I enjoy doing it. It's fun, but it's hard to talk and concentrate on what you're doing. And you see a double hit to the gap, and you want to be part of it, and you have to keep talking. But That's fine. I'm totally good with it. Love
Okay,
it.
one reason that every BYU fan needs to watch the game on Thursday.
We need we've got to get 2 wins. I mean, every game is critical for us right now. That's the main reason to watch. It's going to be a high intensity, high pressure. They're a good team, and come out and support us. That's a big thing. We need some support in the stands.
Support your
Littlewood,
local troops.
He guarantees someone will hit for the cycle. That's very exciting. Thursday night
Wait and see
against St.
it.
Mary's at 8.
You'll be
Eastern.
surprised.
Let's go ahead and give you a dose of the BYU Sports Nation karma, Coach.
Thank you.
We'll do
I'll
our
take it.
part.
I'll take
Several
it.
milligrams.
We will do our part to help the Cougars win another home series, which, oh, by the way, they have not lost a home series all season
Knock on
long.
wood.
Knock on wood. Okay.
These like Gregorian chants you're hearing. This is the BYU men's chorus live in the Harris Fine Arts Center, by the way. Not well-known fact.
Karma is bestowed. Mike, great to have you.
Thanks, guys.